This is the second part of my project. Um, they were given to me three different topics. I just needed to choose whichever topic I would like to develop. So I wanted to develop visual pet. Basically, the idea about this project is just to develop uh, pets with different characteristics. Um, Here are the conditions that I was given. The first one, each pet is assigned with a number from 1 to 5. So for example, let's say I have lion, dragon, monkey, and I gave them the number from 1 to 5. The order in reality was random. The second one, it's one number is input a picture of the pet and its characteristics will display. So each pet will have different type of characteristics. The characteristics were provided to me. They needed to be characteristics of happiness, healthy, if they were healthy or not, etc. Number three, the default values will display per category as requested. So I only have one default value that was for one of the pets, and one of the pets need to have a specific value. So I took care of that too. And then the idea was to go back and find a new pet. So I created, I use Excel based on my previous knowledge. I use Excel and I created how um, how my pets would be organized for Excel, and I was thinking also for JavaScript. This gave me a great idea of how to organize my work. So I came up with um, the visual pet. I came up with these ones where I organize the pets from 1 to 5. I choose any name of the pets. I chose dog, cat, dragon, fish, tiger. The ones in red are the values that are default values. So it doesn't matter um, what uh, it doesn't matter if I choose the dragon one time or two times. The values will be always be the same, but not for the other pets. The values can be different every time that you enter to the website. The values can be different. Okay, so what are the values for health? Well, they can be sick, poor, average, good, healthy, happiness. You see the values in here. Okay, the weight, the characteristics, and the requests that I was given is they have to be between 50 and 100. Age, I created between 20 and 5. And also, I just started looking for images that I will be using for my website. And I just chose this ones right here. Okay. The second part of the worksheet, this is a worksheet that I work with. I will partially show you quickly what is it that I did. The most important thing about this worksheet is first I organize the pets. I was thinking about how to organize the information. Um, the key things about using Excel in here, what's one thing? You have to use the random between the values. For example, for my pet number one, which I knew it was in here based on the organization that I have in here, I said to the computer, well, I want this pet to be random between the values 1, 6, and 120. In other words, I was just evaluating the happiness of my first pet in here, and that's how I apply the formulas in here. I did the same thing with the hunger and the speed, and I had this one so I will remember what is it that I did in here. So um, this helped me because at the time that I transfer this information to Java, I will show you right here. This is what I have on JavaScript. Okay, I'm showing you the source of my final work, and I was able to ID the pet information. Uh, each pet should have age, weight, health, happiness, hunger, speed. So I was naming the variables. Okay, here's the helpful information that I learned on Excel: how to use the arrays. The arrays, it's the group of information that is the same information. For example, pets names. The name of the variable was pets names. Which ones are those animals? The dog, cat, dragon, etc. The type of health, as I organize on Excel, these are the ones that I needed to have in here, and so forth. Then I just generate the values for the pets and the functions. I created the functions in here, and that's how I started developing my HTML website or my JavaScript. Okay, this was very challenging for me because even though I practiced before in Excel, um, immersing in JavaScript after that, it's just not the same. It was very challenging. Okay, a continuation of the project that I have in Excel in Virtual Pets. It's, well, once I encounter or once I resolve the variables, and once I put all the information on my HTML page, the next step was I just create speed. Each animal should have the speed, and also each animal should have different values. So what I did here is I just created more variables for this project. I created the world population, was it endangered species or not. I went to internet and I randomly, well, not randomly, I took the information of how what was the world population for each animal if they ever existed. Of course, for the dragon, I couldn't find any information. Miles per hour. For this information, what I did, I just basically use a formula very quick. Um, the miles per hour, I use how many miles will a dog or cat take from going from Las Vegas to California. Okay, so the average miles between Vegas and California are 44. So I just use the formula to get the information for that one, to calculate the speed for each animal. Okay, so I will take this information that I have in here in Excel, and I will use that information on my Java script